Do you see what I see? I think it's time I removed my glasses. Whew, that's better, don't you think? In fact, I forgot to put my hearing aids in, but since I know what I'm going to say, I don't have to listen to myself, and as long as you can hear me, it doesn't matter whether I'm wearing my hearing aids or not, as long as I'm in the chair and I don't fall off the chair. You know, those things do happen. I hadn't planned to do a video today. I'm still recovering from yesterday, and I want you to know I just received so many wonderful responses to my video about my friends coming from Ashland, Kentucky to visit me. I couldn't have done better. Even if it'd been a Clint Eastwood. Well, I take that back. I might have picked Clint Eastwood first, because that would have been a rare thing to have a movie star like him visiting me. Oh, I'm just getting silly here. I want to go back to the other day when, I don't know what the video was about, but I was talking about collecting. We're always talking about collecting vintage items and antiques and what have you. And I think I started to tell you about my new collection, but I got off the deep end and forgot what I was talking about, and you didn't get to see my newest collection. Now, you're not going to get real excited over this, but one of these days you might. You know, there was a time when I remember my mother having one of those little cigarette stands that would sit beside your table, and it had the ashtray and place for the cigarettes and matches. And they don't have those anymore, people. Fortunately, people have learned their lesson and realize smoking is not good for you. So you don't see those things anymore, but I do think the little stand is something that's kind of a keepsake item. And you can put something else on that little stand. You can lay a book or your pen and pencil if you're writing, what have you. It comes in handy. But one of the things that I was talking about in the collection was the table lighters, the table cigarette lighters. You always had one of those too. But they've become a rare thing these days. So if you find one, I think you ought to get it just for keepsake purposes. Now, the first table lighter I've had it, 30 years, I guess. I'm going to show it to you. Nose is itching. You've seen this before. It's my table lighter. You can see it flips. It doesn't have lighter fluid in it. I don't have any need for it. But this came with my Independence Ironstone collection of dishes, and I've got gobs of them. But it's the only set of china I've ever seen that had an actual table lighter. So I'm trying to hold it so you can see the whole thing. And I really like being able to set this on a table when I'm doing a table setting. So this is my first cigarette lighter. Put that aside. Only have 3. I'm just getting started. So, okay, let's see. I was wandering through Jan's booth at Feather Your Nest, and what did I see? A blue willow table lighter. Isn't it the cutest thing? Now, I can't get it to do anything, but it doesn't have to do anything because I don't plan on using it. I just like the idea of having one of the vintage table lighters. Isn't that cute? And of course, what better pattern could I have than blue willow? This is one side. Let's turn it around and you can see the rest of it. See, there are the birds. So there you've got table lighter number 2. My independent ironstone lighter there. Aren't they cute? All right. I went to an estate sale with Jan recently, and we both spotted this, but I was the one that got to keep it because I'm collecting them now. Take a look at this. Isn't that a jewel? I cannot read. Somewhere there's something that I cannot read something. Well, I thought there was something on the bottom that was supposed to tell me where it was from. This is my 3rd cigarette lighter. Isn't that the cutest thing? I'll turn it over the other side. Let's get it out of my mouth. And turn it around. And it's pretty much the same on this side too. But it's a tiny little thing. And I think it's such an adorable item to display. When company comes, they're always interested in something different, something unusual that they don't have, or maybe they've never seen one of these before. Now, I've never seen this cigarette lighter. I've never seen any of these cigarette lighters. Look at that. Aren't they cute? Now, if you happen to have one that you really don't want anymore, and it's from the table lighter area, I'll be glad to take it off your hand. That way, I'll have a good start on a new collection. I can't hold all 3 at the same time, I don't think. Let me see if I can. I might be able to do it this way. Let's see what happens when I try to hold all 3 of them at the same time. There we go. Here we go. There's my starter collection of table cigarette lighters. I'll take any off your hands that you want to send me. I'm not begging, I'm just saying, I do want to add, I can add a lot of little cigarette lighters and they won't take up much space. That's one of the things I like about this collection. Because look behind me. Can you see that little hen on the nest? Oh, look there. There's another one. And another one. And another one. Let's go up above. There's more than that. You're not seeing them all. Here's another hen on the nest. And look at these teeny tiny ones. I don't know if I can get a closer. Oh, there we go. That's better. See 2 tiny ones down here, 2 more up here. And somewhere in there is, I think, a duck. It's in navy blue. You can't tell much about it. But there's more of my little chicken collection. I just think these are adorable. So I thought I'd just throw those in with one of my small collections so you could see it. Now, the purpose of this video is, I'm getting a dry mouth. That's not the purpose. This is good stuff. I recommend it. Okay. The purpose of this video is it has to do with the comments, responses I received from yesterday's visit from a couple living in Ashland, Kentucky. I got so many nice responses. I just didn't know there were that many nice people in the world, but I'm learning day after day that I'm gaining more and more good friends. Good friends. I mean that. I'm being serious about that. But while I was reading the responses to yesterday's visit, I came up on a name, and I said, oh my goodness, I haven't heard from her in ages. In fact, you might say I had forgotten about her. I want to tell you about this lady, and I hope she's watching this because I think she will appreciate it. Her name is Julie. Now, I only know 2 Julies, and one of them died a long time ago. So we're not talking about her. I'm talking about the Julie that I met at Kroger. I'm standing at the shelf, not one shelf, but 2 or 3 shelves of pickles. I'm looking for pickles. Here's this pretty little lady standing beside me. She's going from shelf to shelf, looking, peeking, picking up the jar, reading on it, just like I'm doing the same thing too. She was so pretty. And doing what I'm known to do, I asked her a question. Total stranger now. I just said, what are you looking for? Like it's any of my business what she's looking for, but we're both looking at pickles. Now, I can tell you right now, I don't even like pickles, but I use them occasionally. For instance, I put a pickle in my potato salad, and I do make good potato salad. You go to the video that says something about my potato salad and look at the views I've got. Somebody liked my recipe, and you will too. So anyway, that's talking about potato salad, not pickles. But I buy pickles to put in my potato salad. I don't use them for anything else except I thought I would give the fried pickles a try. Now, there's a place in Nashville, Tennessee that specializes in fried pickles, and that's where I learned how to eat them. And I may have been buying a jar of pickles so that I could make some fried pickles. That put aside, Julie introduced herself to me, and I can't remember if I was looking for pickles or pickle relish. Whatever it was, she was looking for the opposite. She may have been looking for pickle relish, and I was looking for pickles. Do you know there's an awful lot of pickles at the grocery, and being one that doesn't eat pickles, I was getting a little confused with which one to buy. So we start up a conversation, Julie and I. I can't get over how pretty she was. And just all of a sudden, we were in a big conversation about pickles. How much can you say about pickles? well, some people might can say, if you're a cook or a chef, you might can say a lot. But I can't say much at all because I don't like pickles. We stood there, I guess, 30 minutes talking to each other about pickles. I don't think we attracted attention from any of the other shoppers, thank goodness for that. We might have attracted enough to get them in on our conversation, though. But fortunately for the viewer, that didn't happen either. But before we finished our conversation, in Kroger's grocery store now, two total strangers talking about pickles. We must talk 30 minutes. Sure enough, I'm not exaggerating. We became good friends immediately. How often does that happen? Not very often. But I was very pleased with having met Julie. And she seemed to like me too. Okay, I go home. We both make our purchases. And I go home giving no more thought to Julie and our pickles. Oh, I don't know how long it was. Months. It must have been months later. I'm in Kroger again. And I happened to be in another section where they had some appliances. You know, those little deep pots, those Instapots and whatever, all those little things, electrical appliances and toasters and things. And I'm standing there examining, I guess it was an Instapot. And I noticed out of the corner of my eye, someone was standing there staring at me. I looked, and it was Julie. Again, it had been months. It was Julie. We just hugged each other just like we were best friends in the world. And she was easy. She was easy to get to know. And you know, somehow or other you're drawn to pretty people. People are pretty in different ways. So we talked a few minutes. We parted ways. It was really nice. We were both very pleased to see each other. Then I started seeing Julie on Facebook. Since that time, I think I've seen her one more time. I'm not sure if we met again at Kroger. Same Kroger. You know, there's several of them. This was one specific Kroger on Richmond Road. And, well, we were just good friends. But then, she's on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I have watched Julie on Facebook with her two daughters. Goodness gracious alive. Oh, they were pretty girls. I got to see one of the girls preparing for her wedding. I got to see some pictures of Julie with the daughter. Now, I don't know their names, but she was planning her wedding. Time passes. Oh, I maybe saw comment by Julie 3 or 4 times, you know, as months go by. And then again, Julie's planning another wedding for her second daughter. Now, these are beautiful girls. I'm not exaggerating that at all, and I have no reason for saying they are beautiful, except for the fact that they were. So, time passes, and to be honest about it, I completely forgot about Julie. I wasn't seeing her on Facebook anymore, and she wasn't responding to anything I said. So you know how the memory just kind of fades. And I was not seeing her, and I was not thinking about her. She just faded from my memory. This morning, I'm reading all of the responses to yesterday's video about meeting my YouTube friends. And I got a lot of comments, all of them good. I'm riding high. I mean that. I'm just feeling really good about myself. And I start reading, and I'm reading, and what do you know? The next name that pops up is Julie. I won't pronounce the middle name because I may pronounce it wrong, but her last name is Miller. Julie Miller. I said, oh my goodness. My Kroger pickle friend. It's funny how little something like that, looking for pickles at Kroger, can create a friendship that like Julie and I have. We've never seen each other anywhere else except Kroger and on Facebook. So Julie, if you're watching this, I'm so glad to hear from you again, because I should not have let your name fade in my memory. You're one of the nicest, prettiest ladies I've ever met, and I have enjoyed our conversations, whether they were on Facebook or whether they were in the middle of the aisle blocking traffic at Kroger. So please say hi. I'm saying hi to you, and I hope you might be watching my YouTube channel. It's Chit Chat with Granny Pat. If you do watch my channel, let me know, make a comment. I'm so glad to relate to you one more time. So folks, this is how you can meet and make good friends. I met two yesterday. I renewed the friendship with another one yesterday. And I get comments from some people that surprise me. It kind of, I don't know how to put it, except to say, why would they be interested in talking to me? What do I do? What do I say that could possibly interest them? But I do, and I say things that do interest you. That pleases me very much. I'm 89 years old. I'm still making new friends. It's good to have new friends and the old ones. I talked about a week or so ago with an old friend. My oldest friend, I say it in terms of how long we have known each other, not our age. This friend lives in Louisville. We see each other on very rare occasion, but she has been one of my best friends for 70 years. We know all the secrets about each other. She has 3 daughters, all married, children. She's got the grandchildren. I don't know if she's into great-grandchildren yet or not. But when we get together, we have a lot of territory to cover. And it's always such a good feeling to bring back those memories. I hope you have friends like that too. I hope you have the kind of friend that you haven't seen in 10 years, 15 years, 2 years. And when you see them, it's like you had lunch together yesterday. You just pick up where you left off. Such a good feeling. So I'm very happy today. Sun not shining, but I can pretend it is. And it's supposed to get warm tomorrow. Somebody said it's supposed to be 70 degrees. Well, I'll see. I'll just wait till tomorrow and see. I'm not planning anything big anyway. And I'm waiting to hear from other viewers who watched yesterday's video. Now, I won't call it a professional video. When you cut the tops of people's heads off in a video, I'd say you need a little more training. Yeah, well, that's what we did. Everybody's head got cut off, but you could still hear us talk. And that's all you needed, was just to listen to us, because we were having fun. And I know I'm going to be hearing from my new friends from Ashland. And there are going to be others come along, new friends. And you know what? I've got more friends now than I ever had in my life. And it's such a pleasant feeling to know that I can just go on YouTube and talk to you and hope that you're listening to me. And if you want to respond, I'd love it. If you don't want to respond, you don't have to. But I do like hearing from you. So this is just that off-the-wall conversation that I didn't plan. You got to see my new collection. I just love this little lighter. I think it's so cute. It doesn't matter whether it works or not. It's just a thing of the past. Go back to the 40s and the 50s. Go back to the old movies. Those old Gregory Peck movies and Kirk Douglas, Burt Lancaster. Well, we can go back to Clark Gable. We can keep going, you know. There were a lot of them. Gary Cooper. Oh, man alive. You might say I was a movie buff. I saw an awful lot of good movies. And I still go back, and every now and then I'll see the title of one, and I think, I don't remember this movie. But once I get started watching, I recognize that. I remember this scene. Yes, I've seen this movie before. See, I started going to the movies in the 1940s. And in the 1940s, they were still showing movies from the 1930s. I didn't get to know the 30s movie stars as well, like Greta Garbo. I never was that crazy about her, but she was very, very popular. What's her name? The blonde. Won't you come up and see me sometime? You know who I'm talking about. She was very famous. So that's enough about the movie. That's enough about my activities in the last couple of days. And I don't know what's coming up next, but I think I'm going to go to the kitchen and see if I can drum up something good to eat. It may have to take something out of the freezer in order to get something good. Well, no, I think if I'm going to get something good, I'm going to have to get my pocketbook and go out to one of the restaurants to eat. But I'm not in the mood for that. I'll just putter around the house, and I remembered another little story, but I'm not going to tell you what it is now. But it's one of you that responded to yesterday's visit from my Ashland friend. You're the subject that will be in that next story, and it'll be a fun story. So you can just wonder, am I the victim? I'll let you think about that. What did we do together that you and I could tell a story? Think about it. So I'm going to go to the kitchen. Oh, I wanted to show you one thing. One of the, this is not going to be easy to do. One of the estate sale, the lady had a painting of a rooster. And I had finished up with everything, and I looked up. I didn't realize it first. I said, oh my gosh, she's got roosters. I love roosters. And I was debating, and Jan was like, where are you going to put it? That's the famous last words, you know. And I said, it doesn't matter where I'm going to put it. I want it. The lady gave me this painting. You're not getting to see it. Have to start at the bottom. Look, see the rooster? Look at that tail. I'll try my best to see how much of it we can get. Now that's going to hang in my kitchen. Another rooster. I don't know who painted it. Don't care who painted it unless they're real famous. But if you like roosters, you'll agree with me. I want to thank the lady for giving me this picture. Now, I'll get it hung in a few days. Going to have to take a few things off the wall, but that's okay. I'll just change them back and forth depending on my mood. So thank you for watching today. Thank you for watching every day. I'm not really telling stories. I'm just telling events, things that happen, things people say, things people do. They're not actually the kind of story that you'd make a movie from, but if you put them all together, you could get a nice story for a movie. Don't you think? Yeah, I'm going to let you go now. Go back and watch my video again. And Julie, I hope you were watching. And I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. I think you'll remember me. Thank you.